Hey bestie, and we're back with the Giving Townies Makeovers series 1 year later, and I figured I'd start off with like the single sims. I think there's only 3 like single sim households in San Myshuno, and Salim Benali, he's okay. I kind of low-key forget about him existing a lot, but he's actually a really cool sim. And he seems real chill, and I feel like he usually has like decent kids with townies. So just like the party households, I like my sims to have like options. So I wanted them to at least look good. And like he has really good traits. I don't know, like I don't want to like slander his name or anything, but like he's not boring. I just forget that he exists. And so for San Myshuno, like the city living, that's what it's called. The city living pack, and they introduced a lot of like cultural items. I think for like the first time, that was like our first wave of like ethnicity and culture. So like for any of the sims that have like specific like cultural outfits, I try to keep them, or at least like elements of them, because I think that's cool, and I want to like strip them of that, you know. So I'll just try to make it look good. Like I'll like change the swatches and stuff. But I definitely wanted to keep that. That was like one of the things that I wanted to keep in mind for these townies. And then I move on to Diego Lobo, and I don't know if he's supposed to be gay, but like, is he? Because I've never read his like background, but he kind of reminds me of like Izzy Fabulous in terms of like the suits, like the bright colored suits, and like the bright color fashion choices. And I know Izzy Fabulous from like the Get Famous pack is gay, but I don't think I've ever paid attention to like his story. Like, I've never read his household background, and like it made me start thinking, like I always have him marry Dina Caliente, and I'm like, am I forcing him to be straight? Like I thought about it for a second, and I felt really bad. And so like now I actually, like next time I open the game, I'm gonna actually read to confirm. But like, is that like part of the household? Like I wish they would set like go back and set each sim like with their like orientations and everything, because there are some that are like obvious that like everybody knows, like that are like in lore and stuff, and then there are some that you just sort of like, I mean, like I guess like the appeal is that like every sim can be like bi or like pan or whatever, but like I would also like to respect the sims that do have their own orientations in mind that maybe they haven't like exactly set specifically. And we move on to Penny, and I love Penny Pizzazz. She has a really good face. She also has really good sim kids, and I like her little like influencer storyline. I think that's fun, and I know she's been used in like a lot of people's like stories and like let's plays and everything, because she's just like, she has a really good face. I don't know, and I think like her like influencer or like aspiring influencer storyline is like a really good little like prompt to like start gameplay with, which is like something that I was advocating for in the last video. With like more of those like little like prompts for like every sim in the household, so that way, you know, people will be more inclined to play with Sims 4 townies like they do with like Sims 2 or Sims 3 townies, because I feel like they had more of a like direction that like you can sort of feel when like reading the households bios. Like Sims 2 I know had like a lot of really good lore and really good storylines, and like it felt like all the Sims interacted with each other, like they had like backstories, and that's sort of like the one aspect that I think I would really enjoy seeing more of in The Sims 4. And I know that like that was like something that I believe the Sims team announced that they would be doing alongside like the Caliente and the Goth makeovers. I think they were going to like go in and like fix a lot of things that like they didn't have on launch, like Johnny's Vest being related to the land grabs officially, and like skills. Like I feel like they have like the Sims that you're supposed to be playing, like not the Sims that you make, but like the actual townies that are like an option for play, they're supposed to have lives, like they were already here, you know? Like it's different when you have your own Sim that you made, because like they just sort of were born. Like they just exist, so they have like no skills, no career, no relationships. But like the townies should have relationships with each other, like within the household and then like within the world with like Sims that they would know. I think that just makes sense, and it would feel more like Sims 2, which is a fan favorite, than just like The Sims 4. Especially Sims 4 at launch, like I don't know why we let them play in our face like that. Like it was not finished. Looking back at it now, like from what we have right now to looking back at like what the game was when it first launched, yeah, it wasn't a finished game, like at all. I feel like 10 years later it's finally feeling more finished, which is definitely saying something. But I think that, you know, if they wanted to improve things aside from like making an entirely separate game, just like fixing like little like bits of lore and stuff. Like the Sims community really love lore and like storylines. They love that. So like just fix like the little bitty things. Maybe update a couple households to have like more specific prompts or like more specific storylines or something, and I think it would really like help. Also scenarios, they kind of like abandoned those, but like maybe we could have like household scenarios, I don't know. Just something, so that way it would encourage people to play with like more of these townies aside from just like penny pizzazz. Let me move on to the Karaoke Legends household, which is definitely, I think, my favorite household in Myshuno. I start off with Darling, and I know I gave them their like updated pronouns. I think I did last makeover, and then I realized like once I went into like the clothes styling that like they actually like more like feminine dress styles. And I feel like I sort of dress them normally in more like masculine styles. So I wanted to sort of blend the two together and have like a more of like a blending of like masculine and feminine styling. And I had this like really cool buzz cut. It's the buzz cut from Simindy, but like somebody made a like recolor basically with like really cool, really fun colors and like patterns and stuff. And I thought that would be fun for like Darling to have. And I went with like the Samoan one because I thought that's really cool. But yeah, this is where I was gonna put it to more like masculine normally. But then I saw that there was like a feminine preference. So like I believe I keep the everyday more masculine, but then I sort of make it like the other one's more like of a blending. And honestly, I think like the Karaoke Legends households are my favorite, but I think Miko's actually like my favorite sim overall. Maybe really close tie between her, Penny Pizzazz, and Li Feng. I think those are like my three favorites. I really love Miko, especially in this like platinum blonde. Like I think it's so good. Like it really works for her. She actually like not only does she have a face card that like does not decline, but like she has like a face economy. Truly, like I really enjoy her. I might actually play with her now, low key, high key actually. I've had so much fun like choosing hairs because she looks so good in like so many things, and it was like really surprising to me because like I don't know, I think like the purple pink hair that she had before really kind of killed the vibe. Like I didn't like it at all, and I'm really glad that I switched it last year. And I was like originally a little sad that it's like changed the hair because I love that little like short bob hair with like the curled ends. Like I love that one, but I was like, you know, it's a year later, like I want to change it up. Like but I enjoyed that look. Like I think that's like one of my favorite ones. Like I would have kept that if I like didn't have to change it. But it was also really fun like trying on different hairs on her because like they really looked really nice, and I liked the outfit too, but I do change it. And I actually was able to use this one, and I made it even wider because Mandy has like an expanded like color palette, like their own like particular one. I think it's called like puppy crow colors or something. And so it has like that like Daenerys Targaryen white color, and I love that. And I'm like never able to successfully put any sim in that hair because it's like you really have to be like a really particular sim to wear that hair well, because it's like a little too big on most people, and I find that it makes them usually look a little ridiculous, but like it really looks really nice on her. Actually, and I wanted to give her something like that. But, like it's really cool, and I'm really happy that I was actually finally able to use it and that it worked so well. Okay, and I finally make it to Akira, who I didn't really have any changes to make, kind of like Miko. Like I think his outfit was fine. I just wanted to change his hair up a little, but like aside from that, I didn't make that many changes to Akira. I think he's cool. I think he's fine. I know some people dislike him strongly, but like I never have any problems with Akira. Like all he does is like get married, have kids, and die. Like He never causes me like any kind of stress or anything. He's really like just low key and out of the way, and I don't have any beef with Akira. Then we move on to the Rasoya household. And I treat this household like how I treat the free spirits in Windenburg. I usually delete them and I have no shame. It's mainly because I don't really care about them like as a family. Just like Windenburg, like there's enough townies that like I don't have to cherish every single one. So I don't. And I usually have enough that I'm like, yeah, I can totally delete like one household. Like it's not that big of a deal. You know, ever since I gave him that makeover last year, I haven't really been deleting them. I haven't been playing with them, but I haven't been deleting them either. And like they're okay, you know. His mom kind of slays actually. So like I don't really have any beef with them either. I just don't particularly find them interesting, I guess. And we move on to the bheeda households, and I really like this little households. I think it's fun. I like the fact that she's like already pregnant like when you first start playing. It kind of reminds me of like a Sims 2 type of like situation. I don't know. Because it's more of like a direct storyline. Like you don't have to like make it or create it or fake it. Like it's already happening. And yeah, I didn't really have much to change for either of them. They were really just like chill. Like all they do is have like a really bad apartment, attempt to raise their kid, and like are married. Like they're just chill. Kind of like Akira. Like I don't have any beef with them. They're very low key, out of the way. I always like attempt to make their apartment look a little nicer because they have like the worst looking apartment. But I changed up Jasminder's hair because I think the braids were a little much. And I wanted like a change, you know? And I wanted something that like I could have more options that look exactly the same with. Like some up options, some down options. So I chose like the one with the bangs. Because there's like an up bun one and then like an out one with like some strands. And I really like the versatility of that. And then I moved on to the Feng households. And I love Lily so much. Like, she's really just very iconic to me. And actually, in my like occult legacy challenge right now, even though she hates children, she always has kids in my saves. I think it's MC Command Center, and right now she has like I think triplets in my occult legacy challenge, and one of them looks like exactly like her. And so I like dressed her as like a mini her, like very snobby. I feel like she's snobby, I don't know, she gives snobby to me, but like in a positive way. As positive as a snob can be, I think. And I was trying to age both of them a little bit, because they're both adults actually, I'm pretty sure, like straight off the bat. And I feel like I made them look a little younger, like maybe they were like just adults. And since it's been a year, maybe like they started aging a little bit more. Yeah, I tried to age them a little bit, just like a little bit. I feel like I made Lily look a little too old. Like when I was taking the screenshots, I was like, maybe I did a little too much, but I committed, you know, like it's too late to go back now. And I thought this dress was so iconic. And so I kept it, but like I changed the swatch to be something else. And I kept her very like blue and red, when last time it was very much like green and red. But I wanted to switch things up, and I thought like blue would be like a fun little change. And she looked so good in blue, so I thought it was a good choice. And move on to Victor, and I mean, I know I complain about like the half gray, half like other color hair swatch. I think in like every video, low key, especially these like makeover videos, but I just feel like we need more justice for them because it's really, really, really difficult trying to make Sims age without having like a proper half black, half gray, or like half gray and whatever other color option. There should be like more tuning or something because some of them aren't even gray. Like some of them like mix the two colors together and it's like this weird off black, off blue, gray color. And it's like that's not what I was looking for. Like I was looking for like a black on the bottom, gray at the top to show that they're like aging, you know? And I want justice for that. And I move on to the Jang household, and I also like this household. I really like Anaya actually. I think she might be like in like the running, like the top 4 of like my favorite Sims is Myshuno. And I was able to use the like head wrap from the Urban Homage kit, and it's so good. It really, really is, because she has like a bunch of the like head wraps that came with City Living, which again was like the first influx of like cultural items in cast and like gameplay and whatever. So they added 2 head wraps, but they weren't that great. Like they were okay. They weren't that great though. I think the Urban Homage one is like much better. So I was actually able to swap out a lot of the head wraps from City Living for those. So if you're looking for more head wraps or just fun things in general, I would definitely recommend that kit. And for like Bako and Billy, I don't have that much to say about them. I basically keep them the same and I just give them some like additional outfits. I don't particularly care about either of them. At least right now. Like Billy ends up looking really nice when she gets like older, but she's just like a kid, so it's like you can't really do that much in terms of styling. So yeah. They look better. That's all that really matters. And then the screenshots, and I took them in like the wedding park. I forgot what it's called, but like the one in Say Myshuno, like the one off to the side, that one. And it's really pretty. I always like change it because I feel like they didn't do that great of a job in terms of like designing that park. Like it's so big, but it also has like nothing in it. Like it has stuff, but it also doesn't. I don't really know how to describe it. It's nice though. Like the backdrops are nice. I like these townies. I do. Some of them more than others. But like that's fine. But let me know what you think about the makeovers, about The Sims in general, and I'll see you in the next video.